Chinese. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Babe Business Show. My name is KeTohn, and I am your host. Today, we are going to be opening up and unboxing some nails from Nails by Fair. So originally, today, I was just going to get on and, do a podcast replay so you guys could see get like a sneak peek of our newer podcast conversations. However, I did get quite a few requests and questions about nailsbyfair.com after I posted some photos of the nails, the press-on nails that I'll be wearing to our upcoming events. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead and just show off these nails that people are already trying to buy off of me, literally. Let's see. Let me see if I can get a direct link to this video for everybody. Hold on. Make sure you guys share this video if you know anyone that loves press-on nails, and use my code capital KBOSS to receive 25% off. All right, there we go. Boom. All right, I just dropped this link for anyone that wants to join and unbox with me. I'm sending it in all of our Soft Girl Sunday chats as well as our Facebook chat. Just give me a second. I just have one more chat. And today I have with me the wonderful Lacole Smith that actually just got done interviewing me on her show. Welcome, Lacole. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How did you feel about that interview?
It was necessary. That's
Uh,
all I'm gonna say. It was necessary.
that's good. That's very good. Oh, thank you for the compliments and comments. I'm just now seeing pictures or compliments on your video. I don't know if they were talking to you or me, but either way, thanks. So let me just drop this one more time inside of our communities. I want everybody to see this because I did have a lot of questions about Nails by Fair. So the website is nailsbyfair.com. Let me bring it in close so y'all can see it. www.nailsbyfair.com. And these are the beautiful ruby inspired press on nails. Oh, it looks so good for my birthday. As you all know, I am excited. And red is the color that I'm wearing. Kanitra, who is the other wonderful woman that will be celebrating her birthday, her color is pink. She loves pink. Her brand color is pink. She has a lot of shoes that were pink in her collection. And I am doing red because it's my birthstone. And I've always loved rubies. That's just something that I've always loved. Even growing up, I love necklaces that have rubies on them. Shelly would know that from Bling with Shell because she sent me gifts before, and also I've purchased like necklaces that have that red. I just love that. Okay, so let me just share this in our groups. How's everybody doing? Hello. Oh, thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate you. She said, hello and good evening again. I love Lacole's show. I did too. It was great.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Great
you, Tiffany.
conversation. Thank you for all of your support.
Can't wait to get you on, Tiffany.
Yes, you need to get on there. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. That's about to be me at this karaoke night. If y'all think I sing on these videos, boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. So Nails by Fair, these are the press-on nails. I'm going to open them up. I'm really excited about all these different nails that I have. Each one of them is for a different theme. But just a disclaimer, you may only see me wearing these because I might have to buy a new set because I have people on my team, volunteers that are trying to buy the ones that I have off of me. So who am I to stop the small business sales? So let's start off with these. These are red ruby nails. So these are called Ruby Royale. Command attention with Ruby Royale, a luxurious handcrafted, hand-designed press-on nail set that radiates elegance with a bold edge. Rich ruby red tones are layered with velvety magnetic cat eye polish, dazzling fine glitter finishes, dramatic ruby red gemstones, embellishments for a look that's both sophisticated and unforgettable. Ooh, look at that shine, y'all. Ah!
Shine. Look at that shine.
Right?
I love that she creates them herself. That's one of the things I
Yeah,
love about the brand.
her
Cause
creativity is amazing.
It is. It is one of a kind. Definitely.
Okay, we have another one. So these are August Blue Nails Denim Drift. Meet nails that will change with your mood and your temperature. So these actually change color in
Uh-oh.
the dark. They are glow in the dark and they do change. Yes, they're thermal. So it says Denim Drift combines rich, layered denim inspired blues with an eye catching temperature changing polish that transforms from a deep indigo when cool to a soft wash denim blue as your hands warm. Ooh, I might have to keep this for myself, baby. I might not even get this one. The abstract
Yeah.
distressed designs captures a look of your favorite pair of vintage jeans while shimmering blue accents adding just the right amount of luxe. No two moments look exactly the same, making every wear a unique statement.
Yes. 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 That
Yeah,
sounds so me. That sounds so me.
right? Okay, so these are just the special occasion nails that she styled me for the event, but I actually have some gift nails for the Soft Girl Sunday winners. So
Okay.
this is the last one that's for me. And these are September Animal Print, Wild Instinct. Unleash your wild side with Wild Instinct, a luxury hand designed press on nail set that transforms before your eyes, featuring temperature changing polish. This set shifts from a sleek, solid black when cool to reveal a hidden peekaboo animal print as your hands warm. As the polish changes, bold leopard spots and striking zebra stripes gradually emerge against the rich nude base, creating a dramatic reveal that's equal parts fierce and sophisticated. It's two stunning looks in one unforgettable set. Whether you're sipping a hot
Wow.
latte or stepping out into the sunshine, your nails will evolve with every change in the temperature.
I
Mm,
love it.
hold on.
Yes.
See,
Yes. Yes.
and now, and now I might have to just keep that for myself. Oh yeah, I can see it when I put my hand on the nails. Yeah, yeah, y'all might have to
Oh
just
no.
y'all might
Careful.
have to just go on and get your own on the website, baby. I don't know. I don't know.
No, careful.
I love
Careful.
y'all. I do. This is a lot to think about. It's a lot to put on a person.
I know
Okay,
her nails are so so tempting, especially her event nails. Oh my goodness.
so I have my nail glue. Yes, and this is the bigger one. I also have my Nails by Fair main character energy bag, so I can put my personal nails in there when I'm done. And then I also got a free gift. So this is
Okay.
the Buffle. So what the Buffle does, it's a buff and it buffs nail glue, it preps natural nails, and it's precision cuticle buffing. And let me tell y'all, this Buffle is the truth. Hold on, because I would already started buffing. Oh
Okay.
Lord, here it is. Okay, so this is amazing. It basically you take it, it's shaped like a little claw. I know when I first saw it, I was like, ah, what is this? But it's like a claw shape and it has like a little bit of a flat edge right here, and you buff your nails. You buff the nails so it can be nice and smooth, and you feel the texture. It's like a perfect buffer. So now I have that. I have this, and then I also have my reminder to snap a photo and show it off on the Instagram. So these are all coming from Nails by Fair. I'm going to show them off one more time. Use code KBOSS, and I'm going to type this in the comments. Hold on. Use code KBOSS for 25% off your nails. And then,
Sounds like a plan to me.
uh, yeah, I had a few people asking about these, and I'm going to drop her website in the comments as well. It is Nails with a Z by Fair, Pher. Hold on. Boom. All right. So there's the first one. Beautiful, stunning, classy. Love it. Then we have the second one, that blue.
I like
And
that.
the more that I look at these, the more I think about I can't get these up. Y'all need to go buy yours off the website. I need to keep my nails.
Uh, uh,
I might have to go back on a couple of promises. Well, technically, they weren't promises. I didn't promise nothing. Okay, so now we're moving into the other items. So give me one moment. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything because this was a nice, neat package. And that's another thing. Her packages are always so neat, and
That's so
I really love that. Yeah, everything's organized. You know exactly what it's for. I love that. Okay, so
I like the little white gloves that she put in there too that you can put on or sleep in. I
mm-hmm.
love those too.
Okay, so we got Soft Girl Sunday Nails. Congratulations, your Nails by Fair package includes minimal elegance luxury usable reusable press-on nail set, complete prep kit easy for application removal instructions, protective storage case, a special bonus gift, luxury, convenience, and confidence. So this is the first one. These are sparkly. They're like a white kind of color. Yeah, and they have like an oval shape. So I think they're perfect for probably perfect for special occasions. There's like a sparkle in them. And I don't know why there's a part of me that feels like they're glow in the dark, but could be wrong. We don't know. We'll find out. I guess the winner will find out. So that's the first one.
Right.
The second one, I was thinking about buying myself. These are too cute. Oh, hold on. Oh, this is the nail prep kit she was talking about. And then here's a free gift, a complimentary gift that came with it. I think it's to open like a door or something. It's to open doors so you don't have to touch them, right? I think.
It kind of look
Like the ones that they use to open the doors, but they
open
don't
the
have.
toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. But I'll ask her just to triple check. So here are the other ones. These are medium length. They are a nude almond shaped nail. Yes, nice and classy. You see that? So good. So that is the other one. And the last one is pink, beautiful pink.
Okay.
Those are pretty. I love them. Oh, it's a bottle opener.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, we don't drink.
Ooh. I'm thinking of all of the things that don't have to do with bottle opening. I was thinking first I was like it's a self defense. Yeah, you know. Then I was like, okay, maybe it's not that, and I had to relax. Then I thought,
Oh,
okay, it's to
a
open up
bottle
the
opener.
doors. Yeah, it just it. I mean, to be fair, Tiffany, to be
Thank you,
fair,
Tiffany,
I have a
for
bottle
helping us
opener. It is not
for
shaped
helping
like
us
this,
out.
so I
I
did not
know it's
know.
not. It
This
is
is
not
cute.
shaped like
You
this.
know, this is cute. This is modern. This is it's different. So I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for
Yeah.
that. I got the
That's that
tradition.
girly girl look. That's that new look.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. So this is good to know because I was really about to be out here trying to open the door with that to protect my nails. The things we do for beauty. Okay, so here's the last one. That is the pink one. I showed that one to you ladies. And one of our lovely winners is going to earn a chance to win these at Soft Girl Sunday. She has a couple of other goodies inside of there. Um, it's a complimentary lotion. She usually puts complimentary lotions inside of each pack. So now we have all three of these packs ready to go for Soft Girl Sunday. And I am extremely excited. And I was so torn because I didn't know if I should do my press on nails today or not. But I'm probably going to start them today, even though Soft Girl Sunday, I still have a couple of days so that I can show off these nails in my upcoming videos that I'm supposed to film. But these are just, oh my God, they're so
Thank you, my daughter.
beautiful.
I
And then
love
she
them.
got the gold in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's so
those. I
pretty.
like that.
So
I
I'm
need,
very
I need
excited.
some purple ones like this.
Huge thank you to Nails by Fair because this is awesome. I'm just really looking forward to wearing these nails and showing them off. So I will definitely be doing that. And they're such easy application. So now that I've shown off those nails, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping as I get ready to move to my next location this evening. However, I wanted you, Miss Lacole, if you could, to share one message of inspiration for anyone out there that needs to hear it. And then tell me what is probably one of your biggest lessons that you learned in entrepreneurship that you didn't expect to learn.
Um, well, I'm gonna start with the lesson that I learned, and
Okay.
one of the lessons that I learned that I
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry. I'm
expect.
gonna apply my nails while you do it too. So y'all gonna see this real time. My bad. I forgot to say that.
One of the lessons that I learned, it was definitely um the more you challenge yourself to get outside that box, the better things are, even though you're afraid to do it. So that was one of the things that I definitely took on with entrepreneurship because I used to like to stay in the box. I didn't like change. I didn't like things that was different. I wanted things to kind of flow the same way. So when I started stepping outside of the box, I was like, oh, so this what they mean by going outside of the box. This what they mean by, things being different and getting closer to your success and, breaking that threshold. So those were some of the things that I did learn. That was one of the things that I learned. The other
Okay.
thing that I learned is you can't trust everybody's judgment.
You say
That
you
was
can't
one of the
what?
biggest. You can't trust everybody's judgment.
Whew.
So that was something else that I learned.
You want to expand on
Not the
that?
face, not the face, because um, let me put this nicely. So some sometimes people judgment is beyond what it needs to be, and sometimes it's incorrect because they are going by what somebody else thinks or somebody else said or what somebody else is doing. So they assume that you're supposed to be doing, accomplishing, moving in the same way that somebody else is doing. So you can't go by somebody else's judgment. Don't trust it. Trust your own judgment. Think for yourself. Do not be saying, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And we've talked about this on my show. We've talked about this on your show. You are you because you're where you're supposed to be. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Stop trying to be Ebenezer Scrooge. Stop trying to be Holly Berry. Stop trying to be Gladys Knight. Just be who you are. You will attract the people that are supposed to be attracted to you. But if you're being fake about what you're doing and trying to act like somebody else, all you're doing is attracting the wrong people. And then when they really see who you are, then they're going to leave you. So stop worrying about the judgment of everybody else. Stop worrying about what everybody else is saying. Take a step back, breathe, and do it for yourself. Think for yourself. Move for yourself. Just stop, stop. That's all I can say. Just stop. Because so many
Stop.
times,
Stop. Stop.
so many, it's like for real. Like so many times you see people and you be looking at them like, now you know goodness well, you don't act like that. You over here doing stuff that you don't even know what you're doing. You trying to accomplish something that you don't even have a clue in the direction that you're going in, and you leaning on somebody else and what they're doing to create what you're doing. Or because you saw somebody else do it, you think that you can do it and do it better. Come up with your own thing. Do something that they're not doing. Do something that's different. Do something that nobody in the world is doing. Come up with something that somebody's gonna follow you to do. Stop using the judgment of somebody else. That's all I can say.
That's some good advice. A lot of times we get excited about stuff and we forget to do our due diligence with asking ourselves, is what is being told to us, is it coming from a person that has the experience and knows what they're talking about? Is this coming from somebody who's walked in that area of life or business or is walking there? Or is this just coming from thoughts and opinions and judgments? And there's a huge difference. And sometimes people say things out of emotion, and you have to remember that when you're in entrepreneurship. I mean, you have to remember that in life in general, people will say things out of emotion. And if you take that to heart and you actually listen to what they say, you could end up making mistakes that you weren't meant to make because what they were telling you was not meant for you. It was really meant for themselves. We live in an era where a lot of people do sometimes project. So, what it is they're feeling about themselves, they'll go and tell other people that that's what they need to be or do. When in reality, that's how they felt about themselves the entire time. And if you're not careful, you'll end up fulfilling someone else's prophecy that they had for themselves that they just didn't have the courage to execute for themselves. So I do agree with that. And then I've also seen where people are really like just loud and wrong in business and in life. Now, there's many ways to do things. That's one thing that's for sure. There's a lot of different ways to do one thing in life and in business, in many cases. Um, but I notice and I see where when you're an entrepreneur and you're just starting out, people will make you feel as if there's only one way and there's only one route. And that's not necessarily the case. There's a lot of ways to do things. There's a lot of routes you can take. There's a lot of options that are available. It's not, this is the only way. And if you don't do it this way, then you're just not going to get to where you're trying to go. That's not the case. And when you are feeling like you need to hurry up and get somewhere, you just start doing things because that's what's being told to you. But we really have to slow down and take the time to do the research on what we're doing. Because I've seen so many situations where a person has jumped into something and then they've come back to me to fix something that really would have never needed to be fixed had they taken the time to research what was being told to them, because then they would have known that this is not for you. This has nothing to do with you. So yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah.
So moving into life, what has probably been one of the hardest obstacles that you've had to overcome while on doing being an entrepreneur?
Well, one of the hardest obstacles is definitely taking time to take care of myself. That was
Mm,
one of the that has been the biggest. I'm working on it now, but it has definitely been one of the biggest things. My health has challenged me for a couple of months now,
mm-hmm,
and that was one of the hardest things. And even coming into the reality of seeing some of my family that was healthy and just pass away, and thinking that could have been me. That could have been me gone. That could have been me that this happened to, because God spared my life. It wasn't my time. He was giving me warning signals, but I could have been in the predicament they were, and I could have been gone, and my children could have been mourning their mom. Oh, that's cute, 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 cute.
I'm listening though.
Very cute. Um,
Yeah,
they could have been, mourning their mama. They could have been burying their mother because I wasn't taking care of myself.
yeah,
My husband could have been burying his wife because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do for myself. And my focus was everything and everybody else but me. And we have to stop doing it. And that was one of the biggest things that I had to learn in being an entrepreneur. Sometimes things have to wait. And if the people cannot wait for your health, then maybe that's not the person that you need to be dealing with, because your health is always going to come first. Family is always going to come first. And I'm not saying and be lazy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it comes to the severity of your health or severity of something going on with your family, that takes priority.
yeah,
And the people that are really in your circle and really have your back, they are going to say, okay, I can wait, or I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else do this and I'll be back, because they need it done while you can't do it. But
yeah,
people understand where you're coming from if they know your character. If they know this is not something that's normal, then they can say, okay, let me think about it. Maybe something's going on. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe something done happened. But your circle is going to be there because God already done made your circle. You just walk in the midst of your circle. So you don't have to go find your circle. It's already there. Sometimes they have to be found. They haven't found you yet, but it's already there. The seed has already been planted in them to follow you. You just have to make sure that you're doing what you need to do so they can follow you, because they can't follow you if you're not here.
yeah. And I think that the corporate work environment, Lacole, to an extent, has encouraged the idea that you have to choose one or the other. When reality is that you can have boundaries and still have a wonderful and successful work life. You can have great relationships with your clients, with your peers, with your collaboration partners, and still have time to take a break. But because people feel like it has to be one way or the other, when they're not getting that, they just assume that they have to choose one. And you don't. You
Right.
just have to practice being intentional. You have to practice setting a schedule. You have to practice sticking to that schedule. You have to practice respecting your own time. You have to practice showing
Yeah.
up. That's another thing. A lot of people will say that they want to see that growth, but you're not showing up for yourself. You got to show up when you say you're going to show up. And if things change, you got to learn how to communicate effectively and find solutions. And oftentimes people are not taught those skills because we're so used to work environment where there is no I'm not showing up, or there is no, I'm taking this week off, or I'm resting, or I'll talk to you about this when I'm in the office, because they make you feel like you need to continue working whether you leave or not. Whether you're in the building or not, I'm going to text you about business and you're going to answer me. Whether you're busy or not, I'm going to expect that you're
Mhm.
going to be on my time and I should just be waiting, you know, or you should just be
Yeah.
waiting for me to tell you that I'm ready. And those are unhealthy and toxic behaviors that we have to unlearn when you're becoming an entrepreneur, where you're in a service based industry, or heck, any industry, product based or service based, where you're becoming an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. But most importantly, you're transitioning into a CEO. You're not trying to be a sales associate. You're not trying to be a sales representative. You're trying to be a leader. And you have to lead with respecting your time. You have to lead with being intentional about your time. And sometimes people don't understand it. Like you said, people who get it will get it. When you communicate and you create a system that aligns with what you're trying to achieve, you're going to see people flock around you who appreciate that and want to be a part of that. And that's all you can do. All you can do is be true to yourself and have integrity. And what people's perception of you after you do that, that's not your responsibility. It has nothing to do with you and you can't change that. It's going to, because it was going to happen whether you were the person or it was the next person. That's just the tendencies of people that try to control stuff. They're going to be miserable. They're going to be dedicated to misunderstanding versus understanding. And
Mhm.
when people don't respect their own time and their own intentions, sometimes they're confused when you do. That's a
That's
conversation we
true.
don't have a lot about in entrepreneurship. People are offended by the fact that you don't have time to waste and you're not wasting your own time.
Mhm.
And when in reality, that should be motivation for them to think about ways that they can be respectful towards their own time. How can I be respectful towards my own time? What questions do I need to make sure I clarify before we get to this meeting? What requirements are am I seeking and what requirements are am I able to deliver? These are things we need to be asking ourselves, because when you start to respect yourself like that, you'll notice that the people that you're looking for are going to find you. But when you are treating yourself as if you are some kind of work slave, you're just here for the convenience of others. You don't have any boundaries where you take a break and you pause. Um, you start to run yourself into the ground, just like you did when you were at that corporate job, because you're not resting and you're not respecting yourself. And in other areas of life, I mean, some people can relate to this in other areas of life, but I definitely agree with you on that part. And I've had relationships that I had to let go of because boundaries were not being respected, and I just had to let it go. I would much prefer to be in a relationship where we value each other, we give each other space, so that we can come back and be productive. We can value and appreciate each other's time, so that we're not taking one another for granted. And sometimes space and boundaries create that opportunity.
Mhm.
We take a break
That's
from
true.
each other. You go home, we think about what we discussed, and then we come back ready to work again. But for me to always be accessible at any time of the day and night, no, it'll never happen. You'll never see it. You had better accept me for who I am. Listen, I am not motivated by someone liking me or understanding the way that I do what I do, because at the end of the day, I know what I do. I know the impact that I create, and I can't create it. Like you said, there is no you if you're not taking care of yourself. There is no mission because you're not here to see it through. So you have to really be careful about those things. We're all going through things in our lives and we all have different stages of our lives. And if we're not respectful of our own emotions and our own mental health, you get to a place where you are running to the ground and you're no longer able to operate. And mental health has no discrimination, and there is no scheduled time for mental health breakdowns or for physical body breakdowns. It will happen when your body feels like you're not taking care of yourself properly, and you'll have nothing to say about it and you'll have nothing that you can do about it, because at the end of the day, it's not your choice, it's out of your control. So make sure you control it while you can, instead of having to go through that breakdown. What are things that you have done to set boundaries in your personal life and in your work life, Lacole, so that you can have better mental health?
Oh, my new thing is no, period. Nothing else to say. Just no. Like, that's all you get. Like, either you're gonna get yes, I can, or you're gonna get no, I cannot. And you probably won't get the cannot on to it. You probably just gonna get no. But
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn to say no because I was, like they say to you, I was a yes man or a yes ma'am. I would
Mm-hmm.
say yes even when I didn't want to do something, even when I didn't feel like doing it. I would still say yes. I would still go. I would still show up. I would still come. And then I started looking at, well, you're going to XYZ events and you're going to XYZ stuff, but how many times do they show up and come to yours? How many
Mm,
times do you see them when you're doing something? How many times do they like your post? How many times do they congratulate you on the things that you're accomplishing? How many times do they say, I'm proud of you or whatever, and you're doing all this and you putting it all out and you're showing up and you're giving, 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 but what are they giving you in return? So I'm starting to give the same energy that you give me. If you're supporting me, I'm going to support you. I'm going to support, I'm going to support. But it's not going to be because I feel obligated to support if
mm,
you're not giving me the same respect. So I have learned to say no because sometimes I just don't show up for something because I don't sent you an invite to 12 things and you came to none of them. And I've been at 20 of yours. We have an issue. We have a problem.
yeah,
So I can say no. I mean, you did it gracefully, so I'm going to do it even more gracefully. I'm going to do it with legacy and intention.
yeah. Say, say, say no with legacy and intention. Don't just say no. Say no with intention. That's an advertisement. And that needs to be a book, actually. But
Ah,
yeah, I definitely understand exactly what you're saying, Lacole. It's for people who don't always understand it, it's because sometimes, if you're someone who's normally used to just giving and giving until you can't give anymore, you can't go anymore, you have to ask yourself, how productive is that really? How productive is it for you to give your everything, your last, and to the point where you cannot give anything? And anyone who's ever tied to you, who would have ever benefited from you, will no longer get anything. How long do you do that? You know what I mean? Before there's nothing
exactly.
left. How is that productive? Because I would argue and say that it's counterproductive. And I only feel that way because at the end of the day, you're not replenished. Therefore, you will not be able to do it at the efficient way that you could have had you had boundaries, balance, and intention about what you were doing. I'm at a different place when it comes to my business. I operate on a different level now. And a huge part of that is balance and boundaries. And in my personal life, there's a lot of things that have happened that haven't been the best experiences, that haven't put a smile on my face. But I have something that a lot of people don't have, and that is a certain level of internal peace. There's a gem internally that I'm proud to have. And that makes people upset sometimes, especially when they see that you have boundaries to protect that. But I'm saying all this to say that you're going to have to start prioritizing, protecting, and preserving yourself over trying to make somebody else happy. And you're going to have to get ready to say goodbye to a lot of people. And you're going to have to get ready to be misunderstood by a lot of people. But guess what? There's an upside to this. The people who truly understand you or want to understand you will understand you through your actions. I've had people who assumed something. They assumed I was one way because of a boundary that I set for myself, and they happen to be, in the vicinity of that boundary. And then later on said, you're probably one of the most supportive people. And I had someone even tell me, out of all the people that I've talked to about my business, you've been one of the most supportive, and we've never even met in person.
Right,
But when that
right.
person first talked to me, they had thoughts that maybe I was a certain kind of way or a certain person because of their own judgments that they had in their head of who I was going to be. But with time
Mhm.
and with actions, you get to see a person's integrity. You get to see their character based off of their actions. What they do and where they spend their money says a lot about a person. So I don't have to worry about what a person thinks about me. I'm not going to worry about it.
That
Let's
part.
just get that clear. But I don't have to be stressed about that. All I need to focus on is showing up where I need to show up and having that integrity. Because the people who appreciate the actions over the talk, they're going to understand me, and we're going to eventually get to a great place and have a great relationship and build something fruitful. But the people who are
Exactly.
committed to misunderstanding me and having their own judgments of who I am and what I am, they're never going to understand me anyways. So it's pointless to even be trying to do things to make them happy. I don't care. I stopped caring. I have a podcast called The Art of Not Giving a Damn. Pardon my French.
Oh,
Take my boss babies off the live. Mamas, if y'all on here with your children, take them off. I'm so sorry. I usually give a disclaimer because Auntie K, she's a safe adult, okay? But I didn't give that disclaimer. I do apologize. I do have a podcast, and it's called The Art of Not Giving a Damn. And
mhm.
in this podcast, I go into depth about how much of a damn I don't give.
Mm.
And the reason why I go into depth is because I know that there's so much more things that are extremely important in our life that we are not thinking about because we're so focused on caring about other people who don't even care about if you're even in a mental place to receive what they're about to drop on your lap. They don't even care.
That part. That part.
I got on the phone with a person and I got done telling them I was exhausted. I never let this go. Listen, I let it go because I didn't forgive him. But this story, it rings truth. I got on the phone. We start talking. They asked me how I'm doing. I said, exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I work to the bone. Like everything that I do it 1,000%. I'm exhausted. I'm laying in this bed, rubbing my toes together. I'm exhausted. And the next thing that came out of their mouth was, so what platform should I use for my podcast?
Mm.
Get. Y'all seen that video with that man in that interview? Get. He did it one time, and I'm gonna do it too. Because what is wrong with you? So after that was a moment for me where I said, you know what? You don't care. Somebody's got to care. I got to care. Because if I don't, you're not gonna care. So if I don't care enough about my mental health to say, I'm exhausted, I'm gonna call you later. I'll talk to you later. You're not gonna care enough. If we're on the phone and you start trying to get a free session out of me, you're not gonna care enough to say, you know what, you're tired. You're probably not in a state to be talking about stuff. You had a long day. Get you some rest. You're doing such a great job. I'm proud of you. You're not gonna care.
Right.
So I got to care and say, I'll talk to you another time. I'm going to get me some rest and then I'll get back with you. Okay. Here's that consultation link. Half the time when I send that link, they don't go book it. You know why? Because they wasn't serious to begin with. They weren't serious to begin with. And they thought my time was cheap enough to waste. And that is one of the many reasons why I do not do that. That back and forth rigmarole off the consult line. I don't do it. No. You're not pulling me into being your enabler of you having a lack of scheduling and a lack of commitment and intention. You're not pulling me into that. I can be my own person. I can support you and still not enable you. I'm not enabling that. You want to sit and talk all day in the DMs about nothing. I got to work. I got to get to this dream, this bag, this growth, this grind. I got to get to it. I can't play with you and I can't make you feel good about not doing nothing. Go book that consultation and show me you're serious.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
Period. What? She said you might be from the planet if I don't give a damn to them. And I just might. I really might. Because do you know how many times I had to retake that podcast? Because I was like, oh, I don't want to scare my lovely viewers and listeners. I don't want to scare the heck out of them. So I was like, let me redo this because I need them let's bring them in softly. It's a different version. Not even a different version. This is more in depth of the journey, my journey as a consultant, as a business owner, as a person. And I wanted to give more depth on the thoughts that I have to tell myself to get to that next place. And one of them is not giving a damn. Yep, there you have it. And then question, does go hand in hand with overextending when you're not being asked? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would feel that overextending when you are not even being asked to overextend would. And the reason why is because it's an overextension. Now, if it's just a situation where you say, hey, I have a little bit of extra mental space, let me sit and listen for today. Let me take on a little bit of what you're going through because I'm here for you. Let me do that. That is you going out of your way to listen, and that's okay. But if you are overextending, meaning you had a draining day yourself, you're tired, mentally you're still trying to figure out how you're supposed to get from point A to point B. You know, your feet hurt, your head hurts, you're not there mentally to receive the load that they're about to put on you. And then you anyways still proceed to try to deliver something out of the sake of being nice to a person. Now you're not listening to yourself. So I do feel like overextension, to an extent, it can be harmful if not managed, if not watched. Now, there may be moments where you feel like I want to go out of my way to do X, Y, and Z. But even then, going out of your way to do it, you have to already have it to do it. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to give you a free business if I don't financially have the funds to give you a free business? Because now I'm in debt. I didn't have it to begin with. A lot of people are giving emotionally, financially, intellectually, time wise. They're giving and they don't have it to begin with to give. They're not even giving that to themselves, and they're overextending to another person. I don't even have the mental clarity for myself right now, but I'm over here giving you free consultations and free, chats and all that stuff. And I haven't even given myself that. How can I do
Not to
that?
mention it might be off because if you're not at your full capacity, you might not be giving the right information out because you're a little off. You're
Hello?
or you might be angry. So
Yeah.
your message comes across with a little hostility
You're
to it.
not ready to receive
So
it.
so you can't pour from that empty cup. And
You
I
can't.
had to learn that the hard way, and I just don't want people to do that because you just
You can't.
check, like they say, check your mental temperature before you do anything.
You are
That's the
correct,
best.
Lacole. And I've experienced that. I've experienced times where I wouldn't call it a filter, but like, okay, so women will understand this, and a man might understand it to an extent too. But when you're going through that time of month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that little filter, or even that, not the filter, the patience that you would normally have with people, you lose a bit of that. So normally when a person says, you know, does this bother you when I do that? And it bothers you, you would say, yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
does bother me, but I know that you don't mean any harm. And so let's talk about maybe a different solution. However, when you're on your cycle and it's that time of month and the demons are scratching on your back, you're hearing the
Demon.
bloodhounds, the literal bloodhounds, and they ask you, does it bother you when I do this? What can come out your mouth is, why are you even asking me? Because
Yeah.
you know it bothers me.
Yeah.
So why are you asking me? Please don't ask me something you know the answer to again. And then you look back and you say, ooh,
Ooh,
sorry. So that is a perfect example, somewhat to an extent, because hormones is a whole nother beast. So we got to tap into that on a different layer. There's accountability that's needed with our hormonal changes. However, there's also awareness of what we're going through so we can try to cope. But the thought process of not being in your right frame of mind, yes. Because I'm not gonna say dang near, I encouraged letting go. Someone was like, do you think I should just let go of this? I said, yeah, let it go. Because you didn't ask me 3 times. Let it go. Let it go. Let me go. Let it go. I want to be free.
leave me alone.
Please let it go. Let her go. Whatever, just let it go. And when I reflected, I said, what I probably could have said was, I'm not here to make the decision for you. I'm here to listen. And from there, you make the decision because you know what you want and you know what you don't want. But because I was not in a frame of mind to give that, because I was already exhausted and they were still trying to, you're not seeing that. I'm not advocating for myself enough. That's what they got. I said, yeah, let it go. Let her go. So, things like that, we got to. Hello, good evening, Charlie. And hold on, Tiffany, because I'm about to
Hey,
screenshot
Charlie.
the comment because that is too funny. You cracking me up. Talk about you might be from the planet of I don't give a damn. Um,
Oh my
okay.
God.
Hey, Charlie, that is too funny. She might be right though. I might need to get with my mom and figure some things out. And then Tiffany said, great points from both of you, right? She said they might not even
Like,
get to ask. No, seriously. Seriously. There's just those
like,
days where you just don't have that patience in you. And part of it is because you need to re-pour into your cup. And we just keep going for people before even checking with ourselves. Do we pour into our cup? And I had moments where I did that in friendship, in business, in personal life, in romance. Someone wanted to really adamantly date me. And I said, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in my personal life. And I just don't think I'm at a state. So I'm just going to take some time for myself. Now, what they took from that, how they reacted to that, how they felt about me, what they thought of me, that's out of my control and it's not my responsibility. But the integrity to show up the best that I can, but only show up if I'm ready to show up 100%, that is what I'm responsible for. And if I do that, then I'm doing what I need to be doing. And so if you are doing that, you're doing what you need to be doing, and you can't have that guilt. Sometimes you need to underextend. Amen. Underextend.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to take a step back to ask yourself, the way that I'm giving and the person that I'm giving to, am I fulfilling my purpose? Because if you are giving to someone who does not see value in what you are giving or does not see value in you, you are not fulfilling your true purpose. Because your true purpose is to be giving to somebody who's been praying for what it is that you have to offer. Whether it's a word, whether it's encouragement, whether it's physical products, you got to step back and ask yourself that. And I've done that in many moments in my professional era that I'm in right now. I've had to step back and say, wait a minute, what I'm giving, is this productive towards where I'm going? And who I'm giving it to, do they value it and do they value me? Because if they don't, I need to retract, and they can come meet me when they value it. Because what I have is a gift, it's a light. And there's somebody else out here praying for this opportunity to be a part of this support system that I could really be helping right now. And they could be helping me because they're allowing me to fulfill my purpose, which is to connect people. So I have to ask myself that. You got to be responsible with your light. And when you're just giving it to everybody, there's a level of neglect that you're putting on yourself. Everybody is not going to keep that light going. A lot of people were put here to dim it. So if you keep seeing that you have people who are dimmers and you keep giving it over and over and over again, they keep dimming the light. And you say to yourself, well, I'm just giving because I'm going to give anyways, because that's what I do and it's right to give. Okay, but they're dimming the light and there's somebody else who would have been using that light to get out of the tunnel. Ooh, I just ate that up. Bars. Okay, add that to a quote book. Yes, Charlie, underextend, all caps. All caps. Because in many relationships, there's going to be take, there's going to be giving, but there's going to be balance. And I talked about this in Soft Girl Sunday, how when you overextend or you just give too much, not even overextend, because I don't want Tiffany to be like, okay, dang, I get it. No, but for anyone, when it comes to giving, when you give a lot, there's an imbalance when you're not receiving. And what happens psychologically sometimes for people is they start to look at that as a decrease in your value. And it means that you are not worthy. And it means that you are, cheaper and more accessible. And they start to depreciate what you're giving them. They're not really seeing the gold. So when you're just over giving and over giving, and then you look up and you say, wait, you haven't done anything to really support me. Or you know what? I think I've supported enough. I can't break my back. Sometimes people do support you, but that's not a justification for you to break your back for them. I've had times where people supported me under the thought process. They thought that because they supported me, I was just going to break my back for them. No. What do I look like? No. I'm not a hill for you to climb on top of to get to where you're going. I'm a human being with my own desires, my own goals, my own aspirations, my own hard work. So, no, I am not here to make your life more comfortable. You can support me because you want to support me, and I'm going to do the same with you. But don't support me because you think that I'm supposed to get something. That is performative. Don't do that. We can reciprocate. We can support each other. But don't forget that too. So don't leave here thinking that, oh, well, she gave to me, so I should do this. If it's hurting you, if it's harming you mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, no.
Don't do it.
Because how crazy does that sound for me if I was to look at somebody and say, hey, jump off this bridge? And then when you say, what? Why? I say, don't I give you stuff? Don't I help you? Just do it.
Mm.
Now, how crazy would you be looking at somebody if they said that?
Mm.
But because we're in, normal
Hey,
situations,
baby.
right?
Hey,
Because we're
hey,
in normal
baby.
situations, right? We forget
Uh,
that concept and we think, oh, well, she's just asking me to give her $500, even though I really don't have $500. She just asked me to give her that. She shows up to my events and
okay.
she likes my posts, so I guess I should just give her something for free. And your posts are inspirational. You're sending out resources. Of course, you like them. A lot of people like them. I like them too. But no, don't go into debt for me. What? So yeah, we just gotta give responsibly. That's the message. Um, let's see. We have one last tip from Charlie, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop off because I already told Lacole this, but I was supposed to have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
Here's a press-on nails, y'all, so y'all can see what it looks like. Look at that. Beautiful. I feel like
oh
Beyonce.
Lord,
Get
help
me,
us, Jesus,
body.
help us, Lord,
Okay, let me hold
help
my
us,
nails.
Lord.
Isn't that cute?
They are too cute. They look
She does,
even better on.
right?
It's
So
like
yeah,
it's like
nails by her.
they pop more when you put them on.
Hey, hey. All right, I'm done. Charlie says sometimes you have to turn off the open sign. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not open for business, not open for venting, not open for complaining, not open for emotional loads, not open for lending you money. Closed, 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 closed. You
yeah.
open when you have the inventory. What store do you see that's open with nothing inside of it unless they're going out of business? That's a great statement right there. No store opens up and says, "Welcome in, shop," and then you walk in.
To nothing.
Tiffany. I mean, I'm waiting because I don't know any store. I didn't see stores closed down that are empty because people have bought all the inventory up. But why are we always opening our shop mentally, financially, emotionally, professionally when we don't have the inventory to give? We don't have the inventory. Open when you have the inventory. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Lacole, for joining on. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you,
Glad
Charlie.
to be here.
Yes. You said, oh, Kanitra's on there too? I didn't see her.
Okay,
But shout out to her too.
Denise.
Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate your contribution to this conversation. If you want to use my code or you want to go learn about Nails by Fair, her information is in the comments so you can feel like Kayonce too. Okay.
Okay,
And
awesome.
yes, Kayonce, she'll be at our upcoming event. Don't worry. You'll be able to see her on video. But I appreciate everyone. I wish you the best weekend and just taking care of yourself. Deep breaths. And every time that you go to sleep, ask yourself, did I make an impact today? An impact on yourself or on someone else? Make an impact because that's what's going to help you feel more fulfilled internally. Fall in love with your journey, not your results, and focus on the choices that are in front of you right now so that you can see those results later. All righty.
Okay.
Excuse me. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. I'll talk to you all soon. I do have to hop off because I have some filming I got to do. We have to invite and announce some new people. We got some new directory members that need to be announced. There's a lot going on in our community. So I'm excited about that. But I do got to skidad, get out of there. So
Friday. Y'all have a good one.
bye, everyone. Thank you, Lacole. You have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend too, Charlie. Bye bye.